Think about this for a moment. Someone tries to insult you, provoke you, or test your patience. But instead of reacting, you remain calm, completely in control. No anger, no stress, just unshakable composure. Most people struggle with this. They let others dictate their emotions, falling into frustration, anxiety, and regret. But what if you could break free from that cycle? There's a hidden Stoic formula that allows you to master your reactions and stay fearless under pressure. The same mindset used by history's greatest thinkers to remain unbreakable. In this video, you'll discover how to take control of your emotions once and for all, so no one can ever manipulate your state of mind again. Now let's dive into the first sign. But before we do, take a quick moment to check if you're subscribed to the channel. The upcoming videos will be part of a series designed to help you improve your well-being. 1. Your reactions are always your choice. Imagine this. You're walking down the street, and suddenly, someone yells something rude at you. At that moment, you have two choices: get angry and yell back, or just shrug and keep walking. The thing is, their words don't have any power unless you give it to them. It's like if someone hands you a burning coal. If you don't grab it, it can't burn you. Most people believe emotions just happen to them, like rain falling from the sky. But that's not true. Your emotions come from how you choose to see things. If a storm ruins your picnic, you could think, "This day is ruined." Or you could laugh and say, "Well, at least we'll have a funny story." The situation is the same, but your reaction changes everything. Think of your mind like noise-canceling headphones. The world can be loud, full of negative people and bad vibes. But just like you can block out annoying sounds, you can also choose not to let negativity in. The Stoics believed that the space between what happens and how you react is where your power lies. The more you pause before reacting, the stronger you become. Imagine a superhero who never loses their cool. No matter what villains throw at them, they stay calm and in control. That's because they know anger and frustration make them weaker. You have the same power. Next time someone tries to make you upset, ask yourself, do I really want to give them that power over me? If the answer is no, take a deep breath and let it go. At the end of the day, life is full of things you can't control. Bad weather, rude people, unexpected problems. But there's one thing you always control: your reaction. And once you master that, you'll feel unstoppable, because nothing and no one can shake you unless you let them. 2. Stop expecting people to act like you. Imagine you're at a birthday party, and you bring your friend their favorite candy. But when your birthday comes, they don't get you anything. You start thinking, that's not fair. I was nice to them. But here's the thing. Just because you do something a certain way doesn't mean everyone else thinks the same. People have different ways of showing they care. One of the biggest reasons we get frustrated with others is because we expect them to think and act like us. But people come from different backgrounds, have different values, and see the world in their own way. If you always assume people will behave exactly as you would, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Imagine if a cat got mad at a dog for barking instead of meowing. Sounds silly, right? But that's what we do all the time. We expect others to match our way of doing things, and when they don't, we feel hurt or betrayed. Instead of being upset, the Stoics believed in accepting people as they are, not as you wish they'd be. This doesn't mean you should let people treat you badly. If someone constantly disrespects you, you have the right to set boundaries. But if you stop expecting everyone to act like you, you'll feel so much freer. Instead of wasting energy being disappointed, you'll learn to just observe people and accept them for who they are. So the next time someone does something you wouldn't do, don't take it personally. Just remind yourself, they're being themselves, not me, and that's okay. The more you accept this, the less frustrated you'll feel, and the more peace you'll have in your life. 3. Let go of the need to always be right. A lot of stress comes from the simple need to prove a point. Many people feel the urge to correct others, win arguments, and make sure everyone knows they're right. But here's the truth. Being right doesn't always bring peace. In fact, it often does the opposite. It creates tension, frustration, and unnecessary conflict. Think about it. Have you ever argued with someone who just wouldn't listen? No matter how many facts you gave, they refused to change their mind. Did proving your point actually make you feel better? Or did it just drain your energy? The Stoics believed that wisdom comes from knowing when to speak and when to let go. Letting go of being right isn't about giving up. It's about choosing peace over ego. You don't have to correct every mistake someone makes. You don't have to argue every time you disagree. Instead, you can simply say, "I see your point," and move on. This doesn't mean you agree. It just means you're smart enough to know that some battles aren't worth fighting. When you stop arguing just to be right, you gain something far more valuable: your peace of mind. You'll notice that you feel calmer, relationships improve, and life becomes less stressful. People will also respect you more because you don't waste energy on pointless debates. So next time you feel the urge to prove someone wrong, ask yourself, do I want to be right, or do I want to be at peace? Most of the time, peace is the better choice, because in the end, the need to be right only leads to frustration. But learning when to let go makes you truly powerful. Have you ever thought about this before? Have you experienced something like this or know someone who has? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I'll be there reading and replying. 4. Stop letting others' words define you. Many people spend their whole lives worried about what others think. They let a single comment ruin their day. But here's the truth. People's opinions don't define you unless you let them. What someone says about you is just their perspective, not a fact. The only opinion that truly matters is the one you have about yourself. Imagine two people give you feedback. One says you're amazing, and the other says you're terrible. Which one is true? Neither. They're both just personal opinions. The Stoics taught that letting praise lift you up is just as dangerous as letting criticism bring you down. If you depend on others' approval, you give them control over your happiness. This doesn't mean you should ignore all feedback. If criticism is useful, learn from it. If it's just negativity, let it go. Marcus Aurelius said it best. We all love ourselves more than others, yet we care more about their opinions than our own. Instead of constantly worrying about what others think, focus on building your own self-respect. One of the most powerful skills in life is learning how to hear an opinion without being controlled by it. When someone insults you, ask yourself, is this actually true? If not, why waste energy on it? Let it pass, like leaves floating down a stream. The less you react, the stronger you become. In the end, people will always have something to say. Some will like you, some won't, and that's okay. What matters is that you know who you are and don't let other people's words shake you. Once you master this, you'll feel a level of freedom that most people never experience. 5. Set boundaries to protect your energy. Many people feel guilty about saying no. They think they have to help everyone, be available all the time, and never disappoint others. But here's the truth. If you don't set boundaries, people will drain your energy without even realizing it. Your time and mental well-being are valuable, and you have the right to protect them. Think about your energy like a phone battery. If you keep saying yes to everyone, it's like running too many apps at once. Eventually, you'll burn out. The Stoics believed that taking care of yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. If you're constantly exhausted or frustrated, how can you show up as your best self for others? Setting boundaries doesn't mean pushing people away. It means being clear about what you will and won't accept. For example, if a friend constantly calls late at night with their problems, you can say, I care about you, but I need my evenings to recharge. Let's talk during the day. This way, you're still supportive, but on your own terms. The key is to communicate your boundaries with confidence, not guilt. You don't need to over-explain or apologize for protecting your time. When you set clear limits, people will eventually respect them. And if they don't, it's a sign that they were taking advantage of your kindness. Remember, you are not responsible for everyone else's happiness. You can be a good person and still say no when needed. The more you protect your energy, the more peace and balance you'll have in your life. And that's something you absolutely deserve. 6. Detach from others' opinions. No matter what you do, someone will always have an opinion about it. If you succeed, some will cheer you on, while others will criticize you. If you fail, some will comfort you, while others will judge. But here's the truth. You can't control what people think. So why let their opinions control you? Many people spend their lives trying to please everyone, but that's impossible. What makes one person happy might disappoint another. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. In other words, if you're always worried about what others think, you'll never be free to live your own life. Instead of seeking approval, focus on doing what feels right to you. If a coworker criticizes your outfit, does their opinion really matter? Will it affect your life in any meaningful way? Most of the time, the answer is no. What other people say is just noise. You decide whether to listen or ignore it. This doesn't mean you should ignore all feedback. If someone offers constructive advice, it might help you grow. But if someone is just being negative, don't waste energy on it. Imagine their words like a passing breeze. It comes, it goes, and it doesn't change who you are. Once you stop letting others' opinions dictate your emotions, you'll feel a deep sense of freedom. You'll no longer need validation to feel good about yourself. And that's when you truly start living, not for others, but for yourself. All right, we're about to dive into the next point, but before we do, I noticed you haven't hit the like button yet. That's super important because it helps YouTube share this content with more people, and it lets us keep bringing you valuable insights. So, if you're finding this helpful, go ahead and tap that like button. It's free and makes a huge difference. 7. Respond with silence, not anger. Imagine you're in a meeting and a coworker interrupts you, trying to make you look bad in front of everyone. Your first instinct might be to snap back, defend yourself, or even embarrass them in return. But instead you stay calm, say nothing, and simply let the moment pass. The room grows awkward, and suddenly the one who tried to make you look bad now looks foolish. That's the power of silence. Most people believe that reacting instantly makes them strong. But the truth is, anger only has power if you feed it. When someone insults you, they're expecting a reaction. If you get mad, you're giving them exactly what they want. But if you stay silent, they lose control over you. It's like trying to punch a shadow. There's nothing to hit. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The best answer to anger is silence." Because silence shows that you're in control. It's not weakness, it's strategy. Imagine a fire burning, desperate for wood to keep going. If you stop feeding it, what happens? It dies. That's exactly how anger works. When you refuse to react, negativity fades away on its own. This doesn't mean you should always ignore problems. If something needs to be addressed, do it with calmness, not rage. But most of the time, the best response is no response. People who try to provoke you aren't looking for a real conversation. They just want to get a rise out of you. Don't give them the satisfaction. So next time someone tries to push your buttons, pause, breathe, stay silent. Let your calmness be your power, because the moment you stop reacting, you win. Not just the argument, but control over your own emotions. And that's a victory worth having. 8. Practice gratitude to dissolve anger. Anger and gratitude cannot exist at the same time. When you focus on what's going wrong, frustration builds. But when you shift your attention to what's going right, anger fades away. The mind cannot hold both negative and positive emotions equally. You get to choose which one dominates. Many people let small inconveniences ruin their day. They get stuck in traffic and immediately feel irritated. But what if, instead of complaining, they thought, "At least I have a car. At least I'm safe. At least I have time to listen to music." The situation doesn't change, but their experience of it does. Gratitude isn't just about feeling good. It rewires your brain. The Stoics believed that appreciating what you have reduces suffering and increases resilience. When you train yourself to look for the good, you build emotional strength. This makes it harder for negativity to take control of your mood. This doesn't mean you should ignore problems or pretend everything is perfect. But it does mean that no matter how bad things seem, there's always something to be grateful for. Shifting your focus to these things stops anger from growing and keeps your mind in a healthier state. So next time you feel frustration rising, pause and ask yourself, what's one good thing about this moment? The more you practice this, the more naturally gratitude will come, and the less room anger will have in your life. 9. Reframe criticism as a tool for growth. Criticism can either make you bitter or make you better. It all depends on how you see it. Most people take criticism personally, letting it hurt their confidence and self-esteem. But the Stoics believed that criticism is just information. You decide whether to use it or ignore it. Not all criticism is equal. Some of it comes from a place of wisdom, meant to help you improve. Other times it comes from jealousy, ignorance, or negativity. The key is to filter out what's useful and discard the rest. If someone critiques your work with valid points, take it as an opportunity to grow. If someone insults you without reason, let it go. Imagine hearing a harsh comment about yourself. Instead of reacting emotionally, pause and ask, is there any truth in this? If there is, use it to become better. If there isn't, remind yourself that another person's opinion doesn't define your worth. The Stoics taught that true strength comes from knowing yourself so well that outside criticism doesn't shake you. When you shift your mindset, criticism stops feeling like an attack and starts feeling like feedback. Even if it's delivered poorly, you can still learn from it. Instead of getting defensive, thank the person for their perspective, even if you don't agree. This shows confidence and emotional control. The strongest people don't let criticism break them. Instead, they use it as fuel to keep improving. The more you embrace this mindset, the less criticism will bother you, and the more unstoppable you'll become. 10. Master the art of letting go. Holding on to anger is like carrying a heavy backpack everywhere you go. The longer you hold it, the more it weighs you down. But here's the truth. You don't have to carry it. You have the power to drop the weight and move forward. The Stoics believed that letting go isn't weakness. It's the ultimate strength. Many people think that holding on to resentment gives them power, but it actually does the opposite. When you stay angry about something that happened in the past, you're allowing that moment to control you. The person who wronged you may have moved on, but you're still stuck reliving the pain. Who is that really hurting? Letting go doesn't mean pretending something didn't happen. It means choosing not to let it define you. If a coworker took credit for your idea, if a friend betrayed your trust, or if someone treated you unfairly, you have two choices: carry the anger or release it and free yourself. One keeps you stuck, the other sets you free. The Stoics compared anger to holding a burning coal. It hurts you more than anyone else. When you refuse to let go, you're the one suffering. But the moment you decide to release it, you regain control over your own emotions and energy. Letting go isn't about them. It's about you. So ask yourself, is this worth my peace? If the answer is no, let it go. Not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve freedom. When you master the art of letting go, you don't just become stronger, you become unshakable. At the end of the day, mastering your emotions isn't about suppressing them, it's about controlling them. Which of these Stoic principles resonated with you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps more people find this content. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on more insights to help you stay unshaken in any situation. See you in the next one.